Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Kiitan and today I'm going to be sharing all of my fall favorites. So without further ado, let's get started. So I've actually curated a list and I'm just going to go through them. The categories are, I've got my iPad down here, so if I'm looking down, that is why. I've got the categories food and drink, fragrance, candle, colors of the season, and clothing, along with shoes and beauty. So the first thing we're going to start with is food and drinks. So personally, I like to eat seasonal fruits and vegetables. So during the fall season, it's a lot of carrots and pumpkins and squash. So the first fruit that I've got is persimmons. And when I tell you, I absolutely love them. I tend to just eat them on their own. I've not tried any recipes with them in it, but I think I should try that because I think it would go great in a tart or in a jam. Because I know it's very easy to make jam. You only need sugar, the fruit, and water, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe the gelatin. Maybe you need gelatin too, but I'm not too sure. I've never made jam before. But yes, persimmons are my go-to fruit during the fall. They're just very homey and they just remind me of fall. They're even the shape of them. They look like mini pumpkins, but obviously they're sweet. So persimmons are my go-to fruit. Next up, we've got my favorite drink of all time. If you know me, during the winter in general, I love hot chocolate, specific oat milk hot chocolate because I don't drink cow milk. Oat milk hot chocolate with little marshmallows on top.
Yummy!
So good. I drink that anytime I'm at a cafe. I don't tend to drink it when I'm at home because I don't really drink oat milk on a regular basis. So it's just never come up in my mind. But my friend did tell me that you can make hot chocolate with coconut milk. I haven't tried it yet, but I want to try it. I want to try it because she said that it tastes like a bounty, which I love bounties. I know there are many people, probably hundreds of thousands of people who dislike bounty, but I'm not one of them. I am a bounty lover. Every time I get it in the celebrations, I'm like, let me take that one. Thank you. But, oh, yes, oat milk hot chocolate, my absolute fave winter drink. I was about to say summer drink. I was like, that is not a summer drink. The third item I have on my list of food and drinks for fall is squash and carrot soup. I absolutely love soup in general. I make it all year round. You can ask my siblings and my parents. They literally see me making soup and they're like, you're making soup again? Really? But yes, I am a soup lover and I love having it with either sourdough bread. Jason sourdough is really good. Or seeded brown bread. And if I have cream cheese, I'll put the butter on the bread and then put the cream cheese on top. And oh my goodness, splendid. So I have that. I tend to add either kale or spinach to the soup. And I recently started adding chickpeas to the soup, which makes it so much better. In my recent soup, I put in mushrooms, spinach, and spring onion, along with the base of squash and carrots. So the base, which was blended up, was the squash and carrots. But I do like to have different bits in my soup, so I tend to just chop up different vegetables and different protein if I have it and saute it and then just add it to the soup so I can have that extra crunch and variation of textures within the food. So that is it for the food and drink section. Next up, we've got the fragrance, which is my favorite. On to the next section, fragrance, which is obviously one of my dear passions. I love fragrances. I think that is one of my vices. Everybody has a vice, either clothing or drinks or technology. My vice is fragrance. I absolutely love fragrances. So this section is very to my heart. I've been looking for fall and winter scents because my current fragrances, which I shall show you, my summer scent, which is basically finished, is the Because It's You by oh my goodness, Emporio Armani. Love this. It has jasmine and it has honeysuckle. and I think it has musk. Well, musk is a category, but I'll get the list of notes up on the screen somewhere. Maybe here. Yes, but I love this. This is so good, and I use it every summer because it's just my summer scent. That's my summer scent. I do have a few others. I have one that I got from Portugal, but it's not a branded one. It's just a little not corner store, but a little store that I got a fragrance from when I was there. So that's really nice. But let me go back to the topic. Fall fragrances. I went to Space NK with one of my friends, and we were just trying out perfumes because I was looking for obviously a fall fragrance, and I picked up 3 that are on my bucket list, but I want to go in and try them again, because when you go in and try fragrances and then you go home and they smell completely different, I need to try the top 3 that I picked, then narrow it down to one that I really want. The first fragrance that I tried and really enjoyed was Welcome Dreams by the brand Pleasing. When I tell you this fragrance, it exceeded my expectations. I had never seen the brand before, and I just thought, let me try it. It's in an odd bottle. If you see the bottle, it's in a cowbell shape with a orange/gold top, and it's a very dark brown bottle. That's how it looks, and I was not expecting it to be that good. But one thing I will note, the tester bottle started leaking onto the bottle, and then I had to put the excess that dripped onto the bottle onto my hand. So that might have accelerated the fragrance, but I enjoyed it very much. I'm going to go back, spray it again, see how I like it then narrow down my choices. The second one that I tried, which I absolutely loved, was Mumbai Noise by Byredo. When I tell you, all of these fragrances, also, I shall add, they have a musky, oody undertone. They're very deep and intense. So if your fragrance preference is floral and light, I wouldn't recommend any of these fragrances for you. Hello, my beautiful people, I'm back. My camera decided to say it was full of storage, which it wasn't. I still have 5 gigabytes, but I digress. We move, and I'm gonna have to re-record everything I just said. So the third fragrance that we have is Ebony Cassis by Jo Malone. And when I tell you, Jo Malone has I wouldn't say the best, let me not overdo it, but they have such a nice range of fragrances. All of them 10 out of 10. Even the ones that I wouldn't wear myself, I was like, wow. So Ebony and Cassis from Jo Malone. They also have one called Myrrh and Tonka. I love tonka bean in my fragrances. Just brings out another depth to it's just so good. You need to try these in person. There's no way that I can describe this other than when you're in your little cashmere sweater and you've put on some perfume oil and you're just wanting to bask in the warmth of your fireplace. That is this scent. The next category we've got on the same tangent of fragrance is candles. And I have spoke about this on my podcast. If you have not thought to check it out, it is called Golden Girls Podcast by moi. And you can find it on Spotify. I do have a episode on YouTube, but that's only one, and I think it was a shopping special. So yes, it's the gift list special. However, I digress. The woodwick candles are absolutely divine. They actually are made to emulate the sound of a fireplace when lit. So the wick inside it, when it's lit, it creates the sound of fire crackling. So that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love their candles. The other reason is that they have scents that you can't find in any other place. I have tried out the Yankee Candle. I feel like they're a little bit overhyped. Sorry, not sorry. However, they are owned by Yankee Candle, which is, it's ironic, but they do have not wider selection, but a different selection than that you would find within the Yankee Candle range. My absolute favorite from Woodwick would be the Myrrh Santal. I'm pretty sure Santal Myrrh. And It's a beautiful scent. It has myrrh, sandalwood, eucalyptus, vanilla bean, and some others. I'm going to put the scent profile up here with the top notes, base notes, and the mid notes so you can see them for yourself. However, I just love that scent. It just disperses through any room that you're in. And it's not an overwhelming scent. However, you can still smell it once you open your door. It graces you with its presence. So I absolutely love that scent. I also use candles as a way to set the mood because I know that a lot of people like candles just for the aesthetic and just to put up on their little mantelpiece. But I personally love to use my candles. So I use them either when I'm studying. I use them when I'm studying a lot, when I'm doing home study, either for assignments or exams, or if I just want to set the mood for a calm evening, settling down, and really getting in the mood to be in quiet and peace. So that is the main reasons why I think that candles are a staple for fall and winter seasons. The color of the season is the next topic. So let's get into that. For this section, I may be biased because I tend to wear autumnal colors throughout the year. I know it's really bad. However, my wardrobe, I'm just starting to build my wardrobe because as you know, I've went through a few phases in my style and I'm now really narrowing down what I want in my wardrobe, what I don't, and getting to a place where I can open my wardrobe and say I love everything in it rather than not liking some pieces, whether it be for the fit or the color. So I am on a journey with myself and my wardrobe at the moment. However, I can say that the colors navy blue, I would say red, a very cherry red. White is a big one. Cream/beige, very off-white, ivory color. I love that. And obviously neutrals, you can't go wrong with neutrals. That is my personal color range for my wardrobe. But for autumn, I love an oak brown. Not the one that's here, a darker one. I just love oak brown in interiors. Personally, I aspire to have, and I'm going to get it, but it's on my mood board, to have a oak brown kitchen. Just so nice. I'm going to put maybe some inspiration pictures around me. Maybe I can give you guys some inspiration for your future kitchens. However, I just love oak brown, especially in shoes and bags. They never fail. I have got this bag. It's a Longchamp bag. It's a little vintage one. It's not quite the deep brown color that I'm talking about, but just imagine that the colors of the season. Oak brown, and I love a burgundy red. Le Creuset, I don't know if it's Le Creuset, but I'm gonna say Le Creuset because it is French. So I might be saying it wrong, but my bad. They have a color called garnet, which I really love. So beautiful. And the knob on the pot is actually gold, which I love because I went into the store and I was like, I'm not really feeling the silver knob. I want to change them. She's like, of course, you can change them. We have a lot of different ranges and colors and shapes of the knobs. So in general, I have had that burgundy red on my nails. I don't have any clothing items with it though. So I would say for accessories, yes. For clothing, maybe not. But that's just for me. Obviously, everybody has the right to experiment and explore the colors that they want to wear. But my preference is for burgundy red like that, I would like it to be in different accents of my clothes rather than, well, different accents of my outfit rather than the main fit. For clothing, I'm going to touch on one clothing item that I think is essential to your fall and winter wardrobe, which is cashmere sweaters. Cashmere sweaters, they are so comfy, so warm, and they're so breathable as well. So I really recommend to invest in some cashmere if you don't have some already in your wardrobe. There's two brands that I would recommend. One is on the higher price and one is on the mid. I would say it's on the mid price range. You can't really get cheap cashmere per se unless you want to get the really thin ones that are not very sweater like. The ones I'm talking about are sweater like. They're either oversized or they're the button down ones which you can button up. The first brand that I would really recommend for cashmere pieces is Extreme Cashmere. They are from Amsterdam, I'm pretty sure. They're Amsterdam brand and they're very niche. They do a lot of very different variations and colors and styles. However, the one thing I would say is their stuff pills quite easily. So if you don't have anything to upkeep your cashmere, maybe put that in mind. But their pieces are very warm and cozy and very comfortable, not itchy at all. Well, cashmere shouldn't be itchy. However, if you're getting one that is a blend, it might be a little bit itchy. But the ones that I've got are not itchy. So yes, Extreme Cashmere. And then COS. I don't actually own any of their garments from COS, but I have seen that people on TikTok have really been recommending COS for cashmere sweaters. So I would recommend them if you are trying to start up your collection or maybe just explore the brand for yourself. The next category I'm going to touch on briefly is shoes. Shoes that are for fall are pretty self-explanatory. It's very cold, and especially in Scotland, it gets treacherous here. I'm not going to lie. So boots are an essential, especially knee-high boots. And I currently have a pair in black. I got them from M&S. However, I got the vegan leather and it started to peel at the back, which I'm not happy about at all. I'm furious, but it's not too noticeable. So I would say if you're getting leather boots, do not get the vegan leather because it just doesn't last. And I feel like if you're trying to make a sustainable option, you need to make it so that it actually lasts for it to be sustainable as wearing. The second thing I have is dark brown ankle boots. I've been meaning to get a pair, but I've just not found the one that really tickles my fancy. It goes with dresses, it goes with jeans. I really want to wear jeans because I do wear a lot of jeans during the autumn time and during the winter time. I think year round I do wear a lot of jeans, but during summer, actually, I wear a lot of linen pants and I wear a lot of dresses. So I did switch it up during summer, so props to me. Thank you. However, yes, autumn I do wear a lot of boots and I'm trying to build up my shoe collection because the previous years I've tried to build up my clothing collection because when I stepped into uni, I realized that you bear in mind I have been wearing uniform all my life. So to go into uni and then have to wear my own outfits every day, it's tough. But if you all want to see my clothing options that I do wear because I think I have quite a strong personal style. It's not trendy. I don't think you'd find it on a page 31 of Vogue, but it goes with my style and I look really good in it, if I might say so myself. Moving on from shoes, we're going on to tea, classic British moment. We're obviously going to talk about tea when we're speaking about autumn. The first thing I've got on my list is the turmeric sampler set. I actually got this from Holland and Barrett, and it's from the brand Vakhtar, and it's Indian. And I tell you, when I tasted this tea, I was like, oh my goodness, too good. It has different variations. They've got the organic turmeric, original turmeric, sorry. They have turmeric and ginger. I think they have a turmeric and mint, maybe. But the turmeric set is so good. The second tea, well, type of tea that I've got is lemon and ginger, and this has really helped me during the times where I'm feeling ill or I'm about to get ill. Just a really preventative measure to make sure I don't get ill because I don't like getting ill, especially during exam season. The worst time to get ill is during exam season. The third type of tea I've got was not a tea, but it's hot water and a teaspoon of honey because I do sing. Some of you might know that, but for those who do not know, I do sing. So when I feel like my voice is getting really drudgy and just not where it should be, I drink a cup of hot water. Obviously, I wait until it has cooled down to a warm slash hot stage because you still want it to be hot enough to have that effect. So mix it in with some honey and it just clears up your throat. You can sing after that. One tip though, if you are a singer, honey is really, really good just for if you're trying to hit high notes, just squirt some honey and let it go into the back of your throat. And when I tell you, changes your range so good. The last category we have got is beauty, obviously. And these are some things that I do to make sure that my complexion is really where it should be during winter, because obviously we don't have any sun. And when you don't have any sun, that you're lacking vitamin D. That is why I take vitamin D throughout the years to make sure my complexion looks good throughout the year. I do take 2 of the little capsules. It says you should only take 1, but I'm like, I don't know about that because we don't in a hot country anyways. So I take 2 of the little capsules. I'm gonna put it up here somewhere just so you guys can see the grams of the vitamin D that are in the capsules. All my vitamins are from Holland & Barrett. So yeah, I think they're good and very credible. They're a very credible brand to get supplements from. The second category I'm going to talk about is a little bit more materialistic, and it is matte lipstick, specifically in the burgundy reddish tone. I think that goes really well with dark complexions. So I'd really recommend that if you are of a darker complexion. And it just brings out the winter and fall vibes. I just really enjoy the color on beauty products. So I think that's going to be a really good touch to any outfit. The third and final part of the beauty section, which is really body care, which when I think about it, but it is a nice warm bubble bath with Epsom salt. If you're an athlete, Epsom salt is essential to muscle recovery and muscle relaxation. So definitely recommend if you're an athlete and or if you lift weights in general, if you go to the gym, it's very good for muscle recovery and it really helps, especially when I was doing dance and netball, just really competitive sports. I would have Epsom salt bath right after training and it would be a lifesaver, literally. So that is very good. And after I would get out the bath, I would get out my body butter, and the body butter of the season. I'm telling you now, if you know, you know. The pumpkin and vanilla body butter from the Body Shop. When I tell you, oh my goodness. So I think that's the best body butter I've ever smelt in my lifetime yet. Yes, because obviously I've not lived life to know if that is my favorite, but it's my favorite for right now. I've actually got the top right here, and they change the image every year, but this is probably from a few years ago. And it's currently got shea butter in it. It doesn't have the body butter in it, unfortunately. But when it gets released again, I will be making a purchase because it's so good. That is the end of my video. I hope you all have enjoyed this little chit chat about my fall favorites, and if you have any favorites that you think I should try out, definitely comment them in the comment section. And I want to know if you enjoy the series and what you think I should do next, because I am so back and I am ready to take on the YouTube scene. So I love you guys so much, and I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!